Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Gabby and welcome. So today's video is going to be another Hits Home video, which if you don't know what Hits Home is, it's a series on my channel that I have that I cover cases that directly affect some of you guys, whether they are having to do with people that you knew directly or people that you knew through other people, or cases that happened in your hometown, or just cases that you're extremely involved in. They just affect some of my subscribers, and that is what today's video is. Today's video is requested by my subscriber Brianna Ward, who requested that I do the case of Leah Sousa. Now, I had never heard of this case before, started looking into it, and it's very different than anything I've done on my channel because it involves two people, also her mother, and just the entire story behind it is extremely heartbreaking. I have never come across a case quite like this one. So thank you, Brianna, for requesting this case. It's going to be a pretty short one compared to my other videos, but I still really wanted to cover it and bring light to it. So with all that being said, let's just get into it. A 13-year-old little girl living on Beachview Avenue in Cumberland Beach, Ontario, Canada. She was bright and caring. She had just finished middle school and was excited to start her journey into high school, but this was something she would never get the chance to do because her short-lived life ended during Labor Day weekend of 1990. The day before was just like any other day. There was nothing out of the ordinary for the Sousa family. There was nothing odd going on, but on September 1st, 1990, somewhere between 1:30 a.m. to 3 a.m., a tragedy struck the family, a tragedy that no family or anyone should ever have to endure. The family at the time was sound asleep. They had recently got home from a vacation. They were doing what many other families were doing at the time, taking the weekend to get ready for the new school year. An unknown individual or individuals broke the glass out of the back door of their home and made their way into the residence. Leah was drug out of her home. She was then sexually assaulted and ultimately murdered. Leah's mother, Leah Sousa, was unable to do anything at the time because she was knocked unconscious and basically left in the house for dead. All of this happened while Leah's little brother, who was a 9-month-old little baby, was in his crib. Now, fortunately, he was completely unharmed. Leah's body was found in her backyard the next day by friends. Leah's cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Police theorized that the murder weapon was most likely a metal object like a crowbar or possibly a tire iron. This weapon, still to this day, almost 3 decades later, has never been located. When it comes to Leah's mother, Laura, she lived through the event but has no memory of exactly what happened that night. Her head trauma was too severe and she can only remember the events before she was knocked unconscious. She said in an interview in 2010 that she is still haunted every day by what happened and the fact that she can't remember anything from the night that changed her life forever. She has tried everything to try to jog her memory and has even gone under hypnosis, but nothing has helped. She continues to work with police, though, to try to solve this case. The thing that really affects Leah Sousa, besides, of course, this entire event and losing her daughter, is the fact that she can't remember anything. She could hold the key to solving this entire case, but it could be buried so deep in her subconscious that she can't ever bring it to the surface. She could have seen the killer or killers. She could have known them, but she can't remember. Which, can you even imagine how that must be for a parent to go through and think that you may be able to solve your child's murder and you just are not able to? Sergeant Peter Leon was the main person put on this case. He believes that someone out there has the information to finally solve this murder that has shaken a community for decades. That they have never forgot what happened to this mother and child. There has been thousands of police interviews and thousands of leads, but none of this has gone anywhere, but they still refuse to give up. There is currently a $50,000 reward for anyone who can bring forward information of any kind to help catch the killer or killers responsible. There were really no clues or DNA of any sort left behind at the crime scene. The only main clue was a bloody shoe print. She was identified as being a size 9 to 10 Nike brand leather court or tennis shoe. As forensic techniques improved, they really tried to do a lot with this bloody shoe print, but nothing really came of it because the blood left behind with this shoe print was not of anyone else's, so they were not able to track it to any other human being besides Leah or Laura. Police claim that although they are still working on the case, their best bet for solving it is if someone comes forward with information, and they believe someone is out there withholding that bit of information that can help finally solve it. If someone doesn't eventually come forward, this case may continue to be an ongoing investigation. In the year 2008, billboards were placed along Highway 11 from Barrie to Cumberland Beach in the hopes of increasing attention to the case once more. Leon says, "It brought Leah's picture and story back to the forefront." Leon revisited this case many times, and the first time that he originally looked over the case files, he said that he was in complete awe by how much work the police did. They literally followed every lead. They interviewed so many different people. They traveled great distances, but nothing ever came of any of this effort. He said that this was definitely a case that was not ever just swept to the side by authorities. Now, when it comes to my case videos, I only like really focusing on the facts because no matter what case you look into, there are tons of rumors and speculations online that you will find. So, like I said, I only like focusing on the facts, but when you are researching cases, you will come across a lot of threads on websites like Web Sleuths or Reddit. In these threads, you will find people that are, of course, intrigued by the case, have worked on the case, and you will also find family or friends or neighbors of the victims, people that knew them directly, people that lived in the area at the time and had firsthand accounts with what happened right after it happened. I came across one thread on the website Reddit having to do with this case, and there was a frequent commenter on the thread, and this commenter claimed to be a neighbor of the Sousa family, and what they said was quite interesting. They said that the night of the attack and the murder, around the time when it happened, they were home and them and their mother heard what sounded like two people going through their backyard. It sounded like a male and a female voice. They didn't really think much of it because this was quite common for people to kind of trespass a little bit and cut through people's backyards, so they didn't really think that it was a situation where they should notify authorities. This person said that from what they heard, that Leah, when her body was found, her hair was cut, which can be an act of jealousy. So maybe there was a female and a male involved, and the female decided to cut her hair. This user, of course, being a neighbor of the Sousa family, was in the area at the time, and they said that unfortunately a lot of information was let out to the public at the beginning of the case, so that could have messed things up just a little bit. This user also said that at the time Laura's brother was staying with them. Now, Laura was a single mother. There was no father figure in the home, but her brother was staying with them, and he was not home the night the murder and the attack took place, but apparently he ran with kind of a rough crowd. Now, I cannot verify this 100%, but that could have something to do with what happened. Of course, these are just theories. I cannot prove all of this, but I have to point it out because this does seem like somewhat of a reliable source if they were in the area and knew the Sousa family and saw everything firsthand. So I did want to kind of put that in this video. In my opinion, because a lot of you guys always want to know my opinions when it comes to a case, I do believe that this was a direct attack on Leah. I believe that she was targeted. I don't think that this was just a random person coming into the home and deciding to take her life. I think it was somebody that possibly knew the family, but of course, let me know what you think. If you have any information regarding the murder of Leah Sousa or the attack on her mother, Laura Sousa, you are urged to contact the OPP at 1-888-310-19 888-222-1122 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. You can stay anonymous. Like I said, this is not a long case, but I did want to cover it anyway for you guys because I've never really heard anything like this. Now, let me know your opinions down in the comments. Of course, leave some kind words if Laura does decide to come across this video, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.